Fin 10, 11 days to go. It's day 59. And I sent out your numbers today, so you should have them. Everybody should see some changes. Well, virtually everybody should see some changes with their food and with their macros, that is. And I'll put up the Calendly link later this week for you to book your scans, okay? All right, yesterday I talked about how you cannot train for strength and muscle size at the same time try to gain definition and lose body fat. Okay, and so that is very true, obviously, across the board, with the exception, of course, if you are new. Of course, if you're new, then you haven't had any exposure to any resistance-based stimulus to your muscle, or very little at least. And so, you're going to see the benefits of everything. So if you walk in the gym, you've had no training, you have no awareness of your diet, we make changes to your diet, you start training, you're obviously going to see your strength go up, you're going to see some muscle mass improvement, and you're going to get leaner. Just putting on muscle is going to make you leaner. And you're probably going to chew through more body fat. Your metabolism is elevated, unless you're completely pigging out. Your metabolism is elevated, and just from all the recovery that you have to do and from the extra exercise, etc. So, you are going to see that. But for somebody who is trained, after you go through this, after being exposed to resistance training for some time, you're not going to be able to do that, okay? And so the analogy with the cars would be this. It would be like, because yesterday I used it, the analogy of having a car that tows, that's fast, that's, et cetera, et cetera. But the analogy of a car in this case would be like, you don't even own a car, and you need a car that's going to get from point A to point B. You need a car that's going to have some speed. You're going to need a car that can, that you can tow something, like even just put something in the car so you can take it with you. Okay, so every vehicle will do that, okay? All right, even a motorcycle, you can do that. So that would sort of be the analogy, okay? All right, more of your questions here. Is drinking too much carbonated water bad for you? No, it is not. This person says, I drink 6 La Croix a day. Not really. I mean, it is a little more acidic, but it's not super. It's not. There's many more foods that are more acidic than carbonated water, okay? So carbonated water is just water with CO2 added to it, okay? So drink it up. You'll be okay. Are there any benefits to eating spicy food? Well, some spices are added to fat burners. So I think they have some sort of thermogenic effect on the body, or at least some spices can. But I mean, I think the dangers of developing an ulcer far outweigh that. So if there are any benefits that I know of, it would be the fact that there can be some thermogenic effect to some of the spices. For example, like Magnum has something called heat, and I know that there's a few. Like there's cayenne in there, for example, okay? So there's supposed to be some evidence of it having a thermogenic effect, that is a heat-raising property in the body. So it'll burn through more calories. All right, let's move on here. I'd love to know more about local fitness-related business that we can shop at and support. Bonus if owned by women or of BPOC. Okay, I have no idea what that means. I'll have to talk to you about that. I don't even know what BPOC is. Should I feel dumb for not knowing that? I don't know what that means. This person says had a social distancing dinner with friends Saturday night. Husband cooked healthy, diet-friendly food, but we didn't weigh our amounts and had a glass of wine with dinner. Otherwise, 100% on the diet. Okay, well, we've already spoken about that. Obviously, the idea here is to have awareness about what you're eating and, of course, being measured on everything, right? So, next, slightly overate past the 5% range for my carbs as I've been feeling hungry and not satisfied, even though I've been eating all my protein. and overeating protein, okay, so you're eating too much protein, you're eating more than what I gave you, will not overeat my carbs for next week. What can I eat to feel more satiated? I feel like I answered this question though. Maybe I did, but that's weird. Sometimes I get... Okay, let me finish the question here. Been eating a lot of protein, sockeye salmon, nuts, Greek yogurt, eggs, steak, scallops, cheese, but I'm still feeling hungry after every meal. And I've been eating very close to my macros. Yeah, I mean, at this stage of the game, you probably are going to feel hungry, okay? So, you know, I would just say to you at this point, you know, I know this is your second challenge in a row. So, you know, you've been, with the exception of the break in between the two challenges, you've been doing this for a while. So my suggestion after this for somebody like yourself, and I know you've made some really good improvements, is to give yourself somewhat of a diet break. Okay, when I say diet break, that doesn't mean just eat whatever, but I would give you, you know, probably some more calories, at least for a very short period of time, something like that, okay? And then of course it would depend on your goal, what you want to strive for, if you're trying to get it, if you want to maintain your results or what you want to do. But I'm going to keep reminding you, try to eat more satiating foods, okay? The hunger is not such a bad thing. I mean, when your body's chewing through reserves, it's going to get hungry, okay? And remember, when the body sees, I don't want to really say that word, but when the body senses that its fat cells are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, it will release more ghrelin to tell you that you're hungry. It's just the normal response, because already, speaking to you, I know that you're a smaller person, and so this is really a survival mechanism. Okay, so more ghrelin will come out there, and likewise, if you for the average person out there, for the standard person out there, if you go over your standard set point of your fat, and you put on too much fat, your body's going to start to release more leptin. You're going to start to feel fuller. I know definitely I can feel leptin. My hunger is not the same when I start to get fatter. Okay. If I follow my macros, is there such... How am I doing for time? 7 minutes. Okay, let's get the message of the day here. I'll finish off your questions tomorrow. Oh, I had a quote for you, but I don't have it ready. I got it ready, now I don't have it. So let's go to the next day. This is really important, because this is, you know, I have touched upon this in previous videos, but let me just remind you that your potential, your absolute best you're capable of, that is the metric to measure yourself against. Remember, anyone can win, but not everyone can be the best possible version of themselves, okay? So really, this is just a reminder to you that, you know, as I've said before, this is you versus you. And I know that for some of you, some of this might come easier than for others. That is, you know, obviously people are going to have a propensity to be leaner or not. There are different, you know, quote, body types, if that's the way you want to put it. But really what we need to look for or really what you need to focus on is, again, trying to be the best version of you, and focusing in on what will work for you. And again, not trying to think about what Johnny is doing or Mary, and I'm not talking about you, Johnny. I was just using Johnny as a name, just a random name, okay? So let me use a different name. Not worrying about Tommy, not being worried about Matilda, okay? What's going on with them, because it's not going to help you. It's pointless. You have to see what's going to work for you and what's going on, okay? So striving to, you know, have that awareness about yourself, to focus on yourself, to put those blinders on, and really hone in on the areas where you can improve still, okay? If you can, and if you can't, and you're doing everything, then we need to make some more changes for you, okay? So, but remember, you know, your potential, your absolute best that you're capable of, that is the metric to measure yourself against. Forget everybody else, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Submit, commit. Did you submit your form to me? Your feedback form? I can tell that a lot of people haven't, because I can see how many came in and there's not very many. So make sure you do that. and make sure you commit yourself to this challenge. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and as always, give some daily gratitude. It's a great way to start your day. And I'll get to more questions because I know I still do have a bunch to go through, so I will get to those. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you guys.